Today we are in Crosby, Texas, and y'all, I don't even think anybody has moved into this community that I'm about to show you guys, but you know, I'm gonna give it to you first. So today we are out in Crosby and we are in Synova, and Crosby has seen a lot of growth over the last few years. Honestly, last quarter, I think they had like 155% year-over-year growth. So a lot is happening out here, a lot is changing, but I want to take you guys through the Synova community and some of their model homes so I can show you guys what options they have for you. This is going to be a Lennar only community, and when I tell you they're going to be building out full on master plan community vibes, we're talking pickleball courts, we're talking walking trails, resort style pools, you name it, they probably have it, but we'll get to all of those specific amenities a little bit later. Right now, I want to show you guys the house behind me. We also have another house that we're going to tour, but y'all, the houses are starting in the ones. Can y'all hear me? The home prices for some of these houses start in the ones. So when we talk about affordable housing and we're talking about having that access, they're giving it to you. They're at least trying. So let's take a look. All right, y'all, so starting on the outside, this is the Dashwood floor plan, 3-bed, 2-bath. And y'all know I miss a front porch because I do love a good front porch, but I appreciate the little entry that we have here. It is still really nice. And I do like a frosted glass door. Okay. We've got gray white flooring is what we're seeing right now. But let's start with bedroom 1 that's at our front. Pretty decent size. I do feel like this room, to be honest, I think if this room had a regular bed instead of this day bed style, it would be a little tight. Just looking at it. You definitely, I don't know if this dresser would actually fit if you put a regular bed in here. I still like the way they've done the layout, and obviously they're really trying to showcase how you can make this work. But oh, y'all, they have my favorite type of closet. Come on now. I just don't know why we don't do this more often. I don't get why all builders don't do this, because it's the best way to utilize the space in the closet. So first bedroom down, our little hallway space that we have here. Okay, really simple hallway. It is decently sized. So pretty wide. I don't feel claustrophobic walking in here. This is actually an insane little hallway closet. It's actually really deep, so really good for storage. And then this is gonna be our half bath, or I'm sorry, our full bath. I don't know why I said half bath, but this is gonna be our guest bath is what this also looks like. So silver knobs or chrome. I like that they actually used this space because you can't get anything here, but they gave you some slim drawers here, which is still nice. Then of course you have under cabinet space here. But one thing I want to say, take a look at J-Craft. You're going to see these cabinets in a lot of our bigger and even some of our more expensive builders. So it's very interesting to see that we have really good cabinetry even at this price point. And that's probably because Lennar is such a big builder, but you guys also see we don't have it taken all the way up. Y'all know that's my pet peeve. Just feel like it can't cost that much more, but I'm gonna leave it. Over here, we have what is more than likely our second bedroom. They've converted it into an office. So this door is probably going to be a traditional regular door, not one that is see-through. And then once again, we have our closet, which still love that they're giving you the same closet across the board. Pretty well lit in here, and this room does feel a lot bigger than the room that we just left at the front. but I've noticed that rooms that are usually at the front tend to be a little bit smaller. I'm gonna show you guys the garage just because it's unlocked. Nothing crazy here. Typical 2-car garage. They're using it for storage. So let's get to the meat and potatoes. Is that what they say? The meat and potatoes of it all. Our living room space and our kitchen. Let's start with pantry. Pretty decent pantry space. Nothing to write home about. We don't have a light in here. That is one thing that I wish we would all just get on one accord with, which is just putting a light in. I'm loving the appliances that they've given you. Looks like we've got Frigidaire appliances for our packaging. So I really like that. We've got chrome hardware again, J-Craft cabinets. Not slow close, but it is a soft close. I can hear the softness behind it, but it's just not stopping it. So I do like the way we've done our cabinets up here. I like that we have this dual level. Yeah, definitely good for storing your items that you don't use every single day, which is nice. I really like this appliance package that we have here. Nice 5-burner gas. And I actually am not mad at the vent hood, even though y'all probably heard me say I really love when they hide it, but I expect certain things at certain price points. Moan fixtures. Just really not, I mean, like they really, trash, there we go, pull out trash. I mean, I really like this. I have nothing really bad to say about this, especially because when I'm looking at things like the built-in microwave, usually at this price point, we don't see this. Usually that's one of the first things to go, and so it is really nice to see them keep that. Now I know some people are gonna feel a type of way about the layout that we have here. It is very much so open concept, but I'm gonna be honest with you, something about this doesn't make me hate it. I think it's because it's not so narrow. And usually when we see floor plans like this part is really brought in. So usually everything is kind of centered off the island. Your island is your center point. And then the house kind of just follows along it a little bit in that middle. But this one goes out a little bit more. It feels a little bit wider in this space. And it probably also has to do with the fact that we've got space over here as well. So absolutely love that. Before we dive in a little bit too deep into there, I also want to just notate, this is a very large island. So they were able to put 4 chairs here. Push that in, but yeah, they were able to put 4 chairs. Honestly, if you tucked them a little bit tighter, you could probably fit 5. So definitely a good eating space. I'm really not mad about dining table here. If you want that dining table, you could also turn this into, honestly, anything else, a different space. Hang a chandelier from the middle to really give yourself a focal point. That is the one thing that this house doesn't have, if you've noticed, is really standout light fixtures. So simple way for you to upgrade this house would just be light fixtures. And I absolutely I like this living room. I really like this living room space. It feels cozy. It feels really cozy here. Before I take you guys into the primary, I did miss a section. So I'm gonna take you guys back. We're gonna swing a right. Here we have home office. area. Really well done home office. French doors, glass, and I like that we have this kind of hallway space happening here. It makes the house feel nice, and it just makes it feel open. I think this is what is also helping with making this feel wider, if we're gonna be honest. And then we of course have laundry room. So really simple laundry room. Don't have much to say about it. Probably around a little bit past where the door is at. That's where your stuff is, your washer and dryer is actually gonna end up hitting, but decent amount of space. You can fit the washer and dryer in there. Probably can't do a whole lot more, but I mean, it's a laundry room, y'all. It does what it needs to do. So let's take a look at the primary, and then we'll go outside. Okay, primary. Okay, primary. Y'all know I love windows. So having a wall full of windows, and it really does make a difference in the bedroom. Plus we've got a king size bed, we've got a bench, we've got super large nightstand tables. So, and we still have room. I mean, this is, yeah, dude, we still have room. This is nice. Okay, come through, Synova. And we have a closet here too. A pretty spacious closet, if I do say so myself. Okay. Okay. Are y'all seeing what I'm seeing? And then we also have this dresser here. So when it comes down to space, we actually have a lot of space in this primary. I am not mad at this primary at all. And we have 2 closets. Oh, Lennar. Okay, Lennar. So we've got a his and hers closet, and everyone gets the same amount of space. So there's no fighting over who gets the bigger closet. Now for this one, it looks like we do only have a stand-up shower. It is pretty decently sized. I'm not gonna hold you. It is pretty decently sized. We've got our bench here. I haven't done this in a minute, so you know how we do get in. Do we have the space that we need? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, we've got space. And then of course we have, I mean, simple gets the job done. Gives us space. I'm not mad at it. Dual vanity here, so, which this is actually a pretty spacious dual vanity, and I like how they did this. I really do appreciate how they utilize the space in here, and I like that we've got frosted window here, so we're still getting some natural light. Okay. Okay. This is tight. I'm not even gonna hold you, this is tight. I gotta do it for y'all. This is, yeah, that's a little tight. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. It does feel a little tight. Could you work with it? You could. For some people, they may not feel super comfortable with it, but it's not the worst of the worst, but it is definitely not super wide. So now that we've seen bathroom, we've seen bedroom. Can't get over that. This is a nice space. Let's take a look at outside. Let's see what we're working with. I'm gonna breeze through it, but you guys already know your lot is your lot. Pick the lot that works best for you when you're going through and we're talking with these builders about the house that you want to buy. However, this is actually a pretty decent sized lot. I don't think it's too big for those of y'all who don't want a whole lot of land, but I think it is just enough. It's literally just right. And then we've got AC unit on this side, and we still have a pretty big amount of space over here. So sod is not in, because when I tell you guys, I don't think anybody has even moved into this neighborhood as of yet. We are so fresh in regards to seeing this community and seeing these properties. Like, they haven't even laid the sod down in one of their model homes. So we are still super early. And then of course, back patio, that's gonna be your primary. I think this is a pretty decent patio space. It's not super huge like we've seen, but for the price point and the fact that it's covered, I really do like this. So the next floor plan that we're going to go see is the Steely, and this is a 5-bed, 4-bath. This one is actually a multi-generational living. So for those of you guys who have older kids, maybe who are college age, you have parents that want to move in with you and need to stay with you, this would probably be a really good option. And we are starting to see a little bit more multi-generational living homes come to the market. So I like this. So I'm gonna be honest with y'all. When I saw this on paper, the facade of the front of the house, I did not like it. I'm looking at it right now though, and I can see why I didn't necessarily like it, but it actually doesn't look as bad as I thought it was going to look in person. This is actually pretty nice. I wish that we had done maybe windows there because it just feels like so much brick, but it's not the worst. But we'll start entryway to the main house. Obviously you guys saw that we have a door here. We also have a door access here. Takes you straight into living room for that multi-generational living space. Really decent sized living room too, if I might add. Then of course, kitchen. Fridge would go here. Okay. Pantry. I'm gonna be so for real with you. This is actually a pretty decent sized space. We don't have a stovetop or even an oven. So I'm curious about that. We're gonna ask about that because I'm wondering if there are options to add one or if they just didn't for this house, or if this is how they're just gonna come. Bathroom is really spacious, honestly. Tile, once again, isn't taken all the way up. Y'all know how I feel about that. We don't even have to go into it, but I don't see the J Craft on here. So we may have different cabinets in here. Still good condition though. Okay, so this is gonna be for your stackable washer and dryer for this one. And then of course, bedroom. And this is going to count as one of your bedrooms for the house. Honestly, everything that we've felt so far has been very spacious, especially considering this is your multi-generational space. Mind you, we haven't seen the actual house itself, but looks like they did one nightstand and they did a desk over here, which makes sense, is very functional. And then of course, closet. Good utilization of this space too. I love a multi-generational living house. I think they're super cute. I think they're smart, especially for people who have aging parents, or if you want to do a roommate situation, this makes the most sense to me. Garage would be over here. Let's see what we've got. Storage here, okay. Right off your entryway. Let's go right. So here we have our laundry room. This one honestly feels bigger than the one we were just in. And it is, I can actually see that now that I'm stepping into it. Really good size though, really decent size. Bedroom down here, once again being used as an office, but bedroom here. Let me turn these lights on. This one feels spacious. And then closet. I like what I'm seeing, y'all. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I really like what I'm seeing. Bathroom here. This is gonna be our full bath. So the first full bath that we're seeing in the actual house itself. Because the first one was, remember, in our multi-generational space. And then toilet behind the door. So feels spacious, feels good in there. This is our 2-story. This is gonna be a 2-story. So we're gonna take a look at upstairs in a second, but we're gonna finish up down here first. I really like the layout of this kitchen. I miss the second set of cabinets that we had on the last model home that we were just in, but I really do like this, and I like this layout. Island. Feels like it's about the same size as the last one that we had. A 5-burner stove. Once again, Frigidaire. I wish we still had that built in. I wonder if we can upgrade that. We've got a light in here. Okay. Pantry. Okay, pantry. This one is definitely more on par with what we've been seeing in a lot of our new construction homes. And then of course, fridge. I mean, I like the way they laid this out. I always prefer a dining table tucked away in the back. That is just my own personal preference. So I really like this layout. And I like that we've got windows up against the back here as well. I think it's because I like to do the whole bench seating personally. So if you guys see, you could probably run a bench along the back or even that corner. And then you can even do chairs on the front and this end. But that's a personal preference. I just like the way that they've laid this out. Living room, spacious, comfortable, and I really like the furnishings that they've picked for this as well. They did a really good job. Okay, so we've got some storage here, board games, blankets, anything that you want to just keep off the living room. Okay, primary. Primary feels the same. It really does feel good. We've got what looks to be one less window, if I'm not mistaken. Still, we've got natural light that's coming in. I almost wish we just added a window in there and made it 3. But it looks like we've got a king size bed. We've got oversized nightstands again. We even have enough space here for chair and a dresser. And it doesn't feel tight in here at all. So, dual vanity in our primary. Oh, this one feels so much better, y'all. This one does not feel as tight as the other one that we were just in. So on this floor plan, it looks like we've got some options. Wait, this is actually pretty cute. So what they've done is they've tucked the shower into the corner. It looks like we're gonna have to see if we get a shower door here or if they're just gonna leave it like this. But I do like the fact that they've tucked this in. I still wish they gave us a bench in here. I think a bench would have been really nice, especially for this beautiful shower. I'm not gonna hold you. If I were to move into this house and keep this for a minute, I would get rid of this and I would definitely go with something that is more of a pop. But when we're in this price point, this large format tile One, it is easy to clean. Two, it is more affordable. So certain things like that just makes sense. Okay, closet. Okay, closet. I'm not mad at any of this at all, y'all. I can't wait to go over pricing with y'all to see what we're working with. Before we go upstairs, let's take a look at backyard again. Patio space is longer, but not as wide. So, one thing to realize, once again, yard space is pretty decent in regards to spacing. Not too big, not too small, probably just right. Especially if you have pets, you don't want a whole bunch of lawn care, but keep in mind, they're gonna have walking trails, they're gonna have parks. Pretty sure they're gonna end up having a dog park too, but we'll confirm that. I'll talk to the sales agents and get more info on that, but we'll have other options too if that's not big enough for you. I don't know, y'all, I'm excited to see the upstairs. They've hit the mark from what we've seen so far. Okay. Oh, y'all. A closed off game room. And this is big. Wait a second. Game room. This is actually huge. Okay. Okay. You got me there. This is so cute. I don't know if you guys can tell, but the way the roof is, it almost feels like an attic. Like those rooms that are in an attic. Super spacious though. Super spacious. Oh yeah, dude. Closet is a little small on this one. But I really like that room. Okay, full bath here. So this will be the full bath that you share with the game room and then the 2 bedrooms up. We've got storage in the back here. Not bad at all. Tub, or I should say, shower tub combo. Honestly, I mean, this is your pretty typical bath. There's nothing to write home about on this, but this layout so far has been, these rooms are huge. I mean, these rooms are so spacious. Closets on this one are a little bit smaller, so it looks like we're getting that room space. So it looks like we're getting that actual room space, but we're losing a little bit of the closet space. So that is one thing to recognize, but they were able to put a dresser here, extra long nightstands. I mean, these are pretty much console tables, if we're gonna be honest. So you have a lot of space to work with if you need to. You know what, let's just talk numbers. Let's talk numbers, because so far what I'm seeing, layout wise, I've liked the 2 floor plans that we've walked in, but let's see lowest to highest, what we're looking like. Let's see incentives. Let's talk about it. So we've seen our 2 model homes. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. These were really nice homes. With that being said, let's talk about pricing for these. The Steely, which is the one that we are in right now, that is the multi-generational home. That is gonna put you out around $328 for the house. And then for the Dashwood, we're at about $343,990, okay? So definitely not gonna be our more affordable home options that they offer here. This is definitely gonna put you a little bit closer to that top price point for Synova. But I think it's pretty cool to see that, one, we have houses that are starting with a 1 for new construction. We've got home prices that range anywhere from $176 all the way up to $400 in this community. In regards to tax rate, we're looking at a 3.07. Obviously, the builder for this community is going to be straight Lennar. I don't believe they've sold any of the land off to anyone. I believe that they do plan on being the only builder that is going to be building in this community. So these are all going to be Lennar homes. And the one thing about Lennar that kind of sets them apart from other builders is going to be the interest rate and the financing that they offer. They are a big builder, and so they can be very competitive when it comes down to pricing, interest rates. And so with that being said, we have currently a 3.99 for FHA, 4.5 for conventional. If you don't need any assistance for your cash to close, you got it, you can bring it. You're even looking at a 3-2-1 buy down, starting at a 1.25. I'm just letting y'all know what is available to you as an option. Now, when we're talking HOA, it is a little steep. $2,300 annually. This is honestly probably one of the highest HOA fees that I've seen in a while. I do want to take you guys to go see some of the more affordable options, because that is what I was really excited about when I saw this community and when I spoke with them, was that price point. So I am gonna go see if we can get into one of the 176s to, I'll even say mid 200s, to show you guys what we're looking like, because it's always nice to see the bigger homes, but obviously this is not that mid 200 or even sub 200 price point. So let's just see what they have. Okay, so I got a little bit more clarity on HOA, and before we go into this next house, I actually want to walk you guys through that. One, your HOA already gives you all of those amenities, but it is also paying for internet, and it's also paying for front yard maintenance. So we're talking getting your grass cut every 2 weeks. We're talking about mulching every 2 weeks, right? When I personally think about how much I spend, my internet costs me about $90. I think we've got like Tatchis or something like that. So I'm looking at $90 for my internet. That's gigabyte, and you're getting gigabyte here, okay? Then I'm thinking about lawn maintenance. Let's say, looking at the yards, you're probably at about, I don't know, $50 every 2 weeks. We're at almost $200 every month that you are paying out of your own pocket. If I times that by 12, I'm at $2,400. That is where we're getting this $2,300 to the HOA, because they're covering those two things, plus they're giving you all of these amenities. I don't know, y'all. To me, that makes a lot more sense. I can understand paying that, especially considering I'm getting gigabyte fiber internet included with my house. It makes sense, but I didn't want to show you guys, but I did not want to leave this community without showing you guys one of their more affordable options. This home, I want to say, is listed sub twos around 176 to 178, I believe. So we're going to go in, we're going to take a look at it and see really what that layout looks like, because it's always nice to have it on the header that we've got houses for sub twos. I haven't heard that in so long, but we've got to be realistic on, could this even work for someone, right? It almost sounds too good to be true. I'm not even gonna hold you, but let's take a look. Let's see what we're working with. I'm nervous, I'm excited, y'all. We're still in our construction phase, so it's not gonna be super pretty when we're talking about landscaping and outside, but this is going to be one of our home options that is going to keep you in the 170s. Which, for somebody who is wanting to get into a home, this is going to be a good option. So, 2-car garage, pretty typical, and I like that it actually opens up into your laundry room, which is going to be at the front of the house. Nice window at the front here. Very simple entryway space. This is a sub 200 home. This is a sub 200 home. This is not going to have all the bells and whistles, but it is still a home. This is an option for somebody out there, though it may not be the option for everyone out there. They've even given us a little space here for us to do like a little console table or drop off here. So I do like that. Kitchen is exactly what I would expect at this price point. This is very much so it's your simple one straight front to back, nothing crazy happening here, but it is exactly what I expect at this price point. Now, kitchen, I'm actually not mad at it. Pantry. I think the one issue that I tend to see with kitchens like this is that they are usually very tight in this space, this little section here. Not in this one, it is a little bit wider. Would you still want to have multiple people in the kitchen? Probably not, but you have a lot more space to move around. Fridge would go here. And then one thing that I've already noticed is that they gave you a drop-in sink instead of the under-mounted sink that we had in the slightly higher price pointed homes. And then of course the fixtures are going to be not as nice as what we had before. We also have different cabinet maker here. So these are just some of the ways that they did make this a more affordable home option. Living room, I mean, y'all, you see what it is. You see what we're looking at, right? Nothing too crazy happening over here. Bedrooms are gonna put you over towards the front of the house, but to the side of the kitchen. We'll start with bedroom 1. Honestly, decent sized bedroom space. It's really not super big. Not anything crazy is happening in this bedroom. It's not small either though. They didn't give us the most functional closets though. So y'all know I have a pet peeve when we're losing closet space because this is where the door is and it's hitting here. So all that is lost to the abyss. But once again, we're at 200. We're under 200, I should say. Bath. And so this would also be your guest bath as well, because this is a pure 3-2. And one thing I've also noticed is we don't have actually any tile. Once again, the things that they're doing to make this a more affordable home option, I understand. If someone wanted to come in and do those changes themselves, they probably could, but they don't have to spend that money outright with the home. Especially if you're handy, y'all. Second bedroom, honestly, same size as the other one. And both of these rooms are spacious. Closet gives us the same layout. So no different here. And then of course, let's go take a look at our primary. Okay, primary. Primary room is a pretty decent size. I mean, really decent size primary, no issues with this. They took away some of the windows that we have, once again, probably in the name of affordability. And then of course, primary bath on this one is a little lackluster, but it is exactly what I expect at this price point. All right, so closet, definitely a little bit, oh, I'm actually genuinely surprised. I am genuinely surprised by this closet space. This is a decent sized closet. Is it the biggest? No, it's not the biggest. And you also know you have too much stuff, but it can get the job done. It is still a closet space. I think this part of the house is probably my favorite. I'm like walking back into it, probably my favorite part. I can see a vision. I can see someone doing a lot with this if they have a creative gene in them. Yard space. All of these yards are really decent. We've got good neighbor fences. So the whole purpose of this type of fence is you take care of the side that is facing you, your neighbor take care of the side that is facing them. It is supposed to inspire you all to be equally invested. We'll see if it does that, but all we can do is our best. And then one thing I also noticed is we don't have a patio on this either. So looks like we've just got that little concrete step out. You'd have to do that extension yourself if you want it. It's definitely doable. And I'm liking the yard space that we have here too. I don't know, y'all, for the price, my real hesitancy was for that HOA fee. That was really having me nervous, especially considering we had like 176 houses with a $2,300 HOA. I couldn't understand why the HOA fee was so high. I get it now though. And I see, because you're gonna have those bills regardless. It's just billed to the HOA. You don't have to get your own, you just move in. So from that perspective, I'm cool with it. I actually appreciate that. It is one less thing that you have to worry about. You would still have to do your backyard lawn maintenance yourself, but my response to that is turn your backyard into a garden and then you won't have no grass. As you guys can see, they're doing a lot of construction. So houses going up all around us. Like I said, I don't think anybody has actually moved in as of yet. People have bought out here for sure. But I don't think anyone has actually been able to move into their homes. We have a lot of homes coming available in October, so next month. Lennar is competitive. And so when we're talking about financing options, when we're talking about affordability, this is probably, and I say this not lightly, but this is probably one of the most affordable communities that we have seen in a very long time. And I am really excited that I was able to bring this house to you guys, was able to show this to y'all. I'm honestly looking around to see if I can show you guys one more, because I just wanna go see one more. So let me see if I can get into one of these houses, and I'm gonna take you guys on another tour. This one was calling to me, so this will be the last house that we tour in this community. I haven't been this excited for a community in so long, because I just love when we have nice houses and we have options for everyone. But let's just do a quick walkthrough on this one, because they have about 28 floor plans, so they have options. Half bath at the front. Okay. Garage here. So we're back to our outside. Laundry room, pretty spacious. I'm liking this. We've got this little window bench area, and I absolutely love this. Oh my gosh, y'all. Oh my gosh. 28 floor plans. This is a 1-story. This is absolutely stunning. It's so spacious in here. I actually love this. Okay, let me focus up, y'all, let me focus up. I gotta clock in. Cabinets going all the way up on this side. We've got a tiny, tiny gap over here. Not anything to complain about. Fridge is going here. Looks like we have our built-in microwave over there, but I really like how we have this open shelving here as well. Not mad about the backsplash either. Here, we're going back to our under cabinet mounted sink. So this is telling me that this house is probably priced a little bit higher. You are not getting this sub 2s. You're probably not even getting this in the 2s, being honest with y'all. Pantry, nothing to write home about, but honestly, we have a lot of cabinet space over here. And this living room is huge. This living room is huge, y'all. Off to our left, we have a study. So home office, right? And then once again, we're already paying for that gigabyte internet. So home office is definitely a must in this community if you can afford it. I'm not gonna hold you. And then full bath here. So it looks like your guests could really go to this restroom if you wanted them to, or they could do the half bath at the front of the house. Completely up to you how you wanna break up your house. Bedroom number 1. Decent size, nothing to write home about, but we go back to the closet space that we know and love, right? Y'all, Lennar may have done something. Then of course, we've got a little hallway closet here for storage. I'm gonna swing left. We're gonna go into bedroom number 2. So this is a 3-bed, more than likely 2.5 bath, and we have an office. So bedroom feels about the same as the one we just left. And then here is our primary. Primary is simple. Nothing super crazy here. I don't think they give you tubs with Lennar. That's what I'm noticing. I don't think in this community we're getting that. But we are getting a nice stand-up shower. I love the big mirrors on this, and I like that we have that window in between, and then dual vanity. And then of course, closet with built-ins. And then private toilet. I'm not even gonna show you all the backyard. I mean, I can. I'll show you all the backyard, why not? It's no fence, but. Small patio on this one. So, nothing to write home about. This is, I mean, y'all, I'm not mad at this. So, some of y'all, I know y'all aren't gonna like the distance between your neighbors. There will be a fence. Just make it a little higher or put up some trees if we really don't wanna see them. But what I will say is I do wish more builders gave us options that ranged like this. 176 to 400 is pretty amazing. One thing to notate though, on our more affordable homes that are that 176, that 177, those I do not believe are going to be eligible for the incentives, the good financing. So more than likely you're not gonna get those homes with a 321 buy down, right? Or the 3.99 or 4.5, it just probably isn't going to be a traditional market rate. So keep that in mind. That financing is reserved for probably mid to mid twos, maybe even a little bit higher, you're probably gonna see that financing there, but we're not gonna see it on anything that is sub 2. And one thing that I also wanted to clarify on, when I take us back to the Steely, which is that multi-generational living, that one didn't have a stovetop, it didn't have an oven. I didn't expect it to have an oven, but it didn't have a stovetop. And the reason why we don't have a stovetop on that one is because if we add a stovetop, now we're taking it from a single family home to a multi-family home, which is going to change your financing. It's going to change the loan that you're able to get, the down payment that you have to do. So if you wanted to do a cutout in that countertop yourself and add in an electric stovetop, that is definitely something you can do post closing after you've purchased the home, but it is not something that Lennar is going to be able to do. So something I just wanted to put out there for you guys so that you are aware. I am so glad that we got to see this house, that we were able to see all of these houses, see this community. I think Synova is bringing a lot to Crosby. This is not the only community that Lennar is building in Crosby. So if this is not your cup of tea, there is something somewhere else. If you want to stay in this area, you want to see what all of your options are, y'all know who to call. But as always, thank you guys for joining me on this tour. I feel like this was so refreshing. This was so nice to see. Let me know how y'all feel about the houses down below. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more house tours. Catch y'all on the next one.